Hello and welcome to another edition of Gombe's Transformative Journey. Today, our focus is on the engagement of Governor Inuaya at the Nigerian Stock Exchange and his interaction with business leaders, investors and entrepreneurs. We would also be looking at the investment in the agriculture sector in Gombe and the drive to harness the livestock value chain. I am Landry Hadiemi. I bid you welcome.
When the Inuaya administration assumed office in 2019, one of the core mandates was make Gombe State an investment and business haven. To achieve this, the administration formulated investment-friendly policies. One of the policies is the creation of an investment promotion agency that oversees all investment-related activities in Gombe State.
The investment promotion activity that held last year, although it might not be obvious to a lot of people, actually brought a lot of interest to Gombe State. And that has led to a lot of activities that have begun that requires a specific agency that will have the skill and knowledge to be able to take these activities to fruition. We have interest from international development partners to support the state. We have interest from private sector to invest in Gombe.
It is the organ which the government will use to implement its investment policies and strategies for rapid and sustainable development in all facets of human endeavors. In addition, our government has also partnered in this direction towards providing a unique platform for collaboration, discussion, and learning. It is a testament to the collective vision we share for Gombe State's future, a future marked by progress, innovation, and inclusive growth.
The government went further to establish a 1,000-hectare industrial park near the 40-megawatt hydropower plant. The industrial park has all the basic facilities that industries would require to kickstart their businesses. The Inuaya administration took it a step further by organizing the first Gombe State Investment Summit in 2022. Gombe State is making history as the first among subnationals in Nigeria to source for green bond funding to execute environment-friendly projects. The governor met a broad spectrum of investors, investment experts, stockbrokers, and an array of capital market players to source for the green bond funding window.
And so say all of us, hooray! And so say all of us, hooray! For he's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us. 3 happy chairs.
Environmentally friendly investments, especially in assets that will contribute to restoration and upliftment of human life, so that we can reduce the impact of climate change and global warming. And we aim to do so that we raise funds. We are expecting to raise about 30 billion naira for the start, and we may break it into segments, but that's our intention. And we're sure with the support we saw and the acceptance that we've gotten from the floor and from the key stakeholders, we are going to hit our target. The capital market is the ideal place for any investor, either a government, which is a public, or private, because that is where it matters. That is where there are resources, and that is where people that can manage, and take it to the future are living and are making it. So that's why we decided to come. And it's very robust these days, especially with the reforms introduced by the market, stimulated by the actions of Mr. President. And Nigerian Stock Exchange, or Nigerian Exchange, is really a key player globally. And with the alliance and support with the other international markets, I think we are good to go. I was a party to the president's event in New York when we went for the UN General Assembly, and he equally the same. And I believe we saw the positive result that came out of it. Gombe has been making it, knowing that we came tops in order in 2 sequences. From 2022 till 2021, we came tops in terms of enabling business environment. And we are in the center of the Northeast. There is access to market, and we are relatively peaceful. In fact, the #1 state in terms of peace and cordiality in Nigeria. So we have every reason and every ground to invite investors, because we give them guarantee for their security and the security on their investments and return on their investments.
Winning the confidence of the investors present at the meeting, a seasoned administrator, Hassan Bello, who served as the chairman of the Nigerian Shippers Council for 8 years, says for anyone in doubt of the enormous potential and prosperity in Gombe State, this meeting with the governor of Gombe has certainly cleared the doubts.
We just signed an agreement with the Gombe State government to position Gombe as a technology hub for Northeast Nigeria. We've signed an MOU to build infrastructure in Gombe. We'll build fiber optic network in Gombe, also a data center right in Gombe State, in order to prepare Gombe to be the hub for Northeast Nigeria and also the country as a whole. So Gombe is strategically placed in the center of the Northeast, right? And it has been the most stable and in fact one of the most secure locations in Northeast, right? And the governor has been very passionate and has done a very good job in business and business enabling environment, right? And he has also put in the necessary infrastructure for people to invest in all sectors, whether it's power generation, whether it is cement production and technology, right? And also creating the knowledge-based economy for people to go and invest there.
On the issues of sustainability, Governor Yahaya is confident, almost boastful of the fact that there is continuity of projects and positive policies in Gombe State. The 10-year development plan, DEVAGOM, has established a legal and popular framework for investment and socio-economic stability for the next 7 years, even after his exit. The Managing Director, CEO of the Nigerian Exchange Limited, commended the Gombe State Governor as a worthy partner in progress and an excellent business leader.
From all the records, it's clear that you're a pace setter, and I believe that other states will copy this and also come to the floor. We are open for business. Customer simplicity is a cardinal critical point for us, and we'll always continue to ensure that all our clients, our customers that come to the exchange receive the best service that they can get in the world.
Without further ado, just to thank you again, Your Excellency, and to assure you the full commitment of the market, as we said, not just to the very topic, which is the principal topic today, but as we continue to drive the state and to be sure that you are accountable.
This meeting at the Nigerian Exchange Limited foreshadows the upcoming Gombe State Investment Summit, labeled Go Invest 2.0, slated for November 2024 in the capital of Gombe State. Governor Inuwa Yahaya aims to showcase Gombe's investment potential to entrepreneurs, startups, and investors. Before departing from the Nigeria Exchange Building, Governor Inuwa Yahaya performed the ceremonial closing bell ringing at the trading floor amidst cheers and eulogies. It becomes the first dignitary in the year 2024 to ring the closing gong.
Clarity of vision is the hallmark of leadership. Many leaders in Nigeria have identified agriculture as a solution to endemic poverty, rural-urban migration, and the wobbling economy. What stands out Governor Inuwa Yahaya is his determination to go beyond words to taking firm and well-thought-out actions. These attributes is evident in his transformation of the agriculture sector in Gombe. His administration put in place a system to subsidize fertilizer and ensure early distribution to farmers. This system ensures that farmers can apply the fertilizers during planting to maximize their yield.
Executive Governor of Gombe State has distributed 800 tons of fertilizer across our political wards in this local government, where each ward have 50 bags, which help farmers in the hardship of their farming fertilizer requirement.
When he came, fertilizer was made available and a good strategy of distribution to the wards was developed for everyone to get it at subsidized price.
A key area where Gombe State has a comparative advantage is in livestock production and trading. The Inwayaya administration started by getting the buy-in of traditional rulers and community leaders in its quest to reform the agricultural practices and solve the perennial conflicts between farmers and herders.
If the governor wants to develop the Rugas and maybe make schools and all this, which has been in focus for years, people have been saying it, but to actualize it has not been happening. Now, if this governor says he's going to revamp it and make it nicer than what it used to be, introduce schools and all this and all that, it's a very welcome development. There is no single emirate that will say we don't want this kind of thing. It's a development for everybody, so we welcome it. And it's a very good initiative. Since he has brought it up, that means he really wants to see it actualized, not saying it with mouth. So we really appreciate it. He has come with new initiatives, he has come with a focus, and then all what we are doing is just to wait and see what those good things are. And then he said he's not going to do it alone. He's going to do it in conjunction with the emirs. So that's why he wants our full cooperation to whatever our people need, that they need to be done. He's not just going to do it because he thought it's good. He will have to consult us. Is it good for our people? If he says good, then he will go and do it.
The state government also set up a committee to review the operations of grazing and forest reserves. The committee toured the expansive land gazetted as reserves. Their interaction revealed complex challenges. Many of the herders have settled on grazing reserves, building houses along the grazing routes, and becoming farmers. There are also villages and communities within the reserves that require farming to survive.
The main objective is the economic development of the state. We know the importance of farming, and then the cultural too, in agriculture, which is the mainstay of the economy of people of Gombe State. So the governor has this at the back of his mind by establishing this committee, so that we can restore the past glory of agriculture taking its rightful place in the economy of the state.
Demarcation of the line between the herder and the farmer is almost very negligible, because the farmers are mostly the herders, and the herders are sometimes the farmers. So left to me, the most important thing that is left is the traditionalists, those that have the habit of migration from one place to another to be settled down. These people constitute almost 60% of livestock owners in Nigeria. So they should be settled down through ranching. This ranching, at least we have experience, we have done it before, and replicating it is not a problem.
Many of the people living within the grazing and forest reserves are not aware of the regulations that guide the land, which are enormous, but the government is determined to surmount them for the overall benefit of our people. The recommendations are far-reaching and definite.
As a result of poor and reckless management of all the reserves, it is the committee's recommendation that government should establish Gombe State Reserves Protection and Management Commission with the sole purpose of protecting, coordinating, and management of the gazetted reserves. In addition, each reserve should have a committee with representations from local government councils of the location, traditional institutions, cattle breeders association, farmers associations, Ministry of Agriculture and Environment, and Forest Resources, and other relevant bodies, such as the police, the civil defense, civil society, and the DSS. This committee should be answerable to the Commission at the state level. 2. The 6 gazetted grazing reserves should be upgraded into Gombe State Livestock Development Centers. Towards this end, a comprehensive blueprint should be drawn by experts or consultants for the development of the centers, which shall include research into pasture and livestock breeds, capacity building for herders, reserve development and marketing of livestock produce, among others. As a follow-up to this recommendation, government should explore public-private partnership within and outside the country for the development of these centers. Upon consideration of this report, all areas in the gazetted grazing and forest reserves that government has acquired and put to use for public good should be de-reserved formally. In the same vein, all reserves encroached as a result of urban growth should be entirely de-reserved, because some of the encroachment is for urban development, urban growth. So those areas should be de-reserved. Number 4, government should sanction all traditional rulers that unlawfully authorized encroachments on gazetted grazing and forest reserves and cattle routes in accordance with the provision of Gombe State Chieftaincy Law 2020 and provisions of Section 139 and 152 of the Penal Code Law. Similarly, government should sanction 5 local government councils for unlawful authorization of encroachment in gazetted grazing reserves and forest reserves in their areas in accordance with the provision of Section 139 and 152 of the Penal Code Law. Number 5, government should establish a model state cattle ranch at Talase, Rafale Grazing Reserve in Balanga local government, against the background that the reserve has a size of 17,400 hectares and its proximity to Balanga Dam or any other suitable location within the state government deems fit. 6, the state, in collaboration with 5 other states of the Northeast region, should establish an interstate boundary livestock control and quarantine stations. This will mitigate the spread of stock diseases as well as check the threat of insecurity associated with transit of nomadic herdsmen. Government should establish earth dams and resting points in strategic locations along all international cattle routes within the state. The state government should recommend to the federal government the establishment of a National Livestock Development Commission to upscale the entirety of the livestock subsector in Nigeria. Your Excellency, in all, the committee made 21 recommendations that we believe, if fully accepted and implemented, could address all the objectives set out for the committee.
Passionate and direct, Governor Inueya made bold to say that his administration is determined to solve these challenges once and for all time. He is willing to make the difficult but necessary decisions.
The issue of farmers herders, I've said this the day we inaugurated the committee. I said that if care is not taken and we don't address these issues, it's another problem that will cause the total collapse of the system. Because as it is today, Northeast following the insurgency, Northwest and North Central with banditry and rustling, which are direct results of the inaction or neglect of leadership. You can see what is happening now. He has mentioned the number of grazing reserves, forest reserves, and whatever you talk of cattle routes, but yet with either approval, tacit approval, or otherwise, or sheer neglect of due process allocated to people. between the traditional institution, local governments, and the governments themselves. I saw it. I saw it because I was given advance copy of this report and I read. We'll choose committees, white paper committees to review as soon as possible, and implementation will follow. No matter whose ox is got, I will implement to the best of my ability. Subject to the resources available, I will do. And the rest, I will leave to God. Because I swore by the Quran that I will lead with fairness, equity, and justice. And we have not just done justice to the future generations. We have not done justice to the millions of farmers and herders that abound. Instead of us expanding laterally, we should have intensified and modernized, produce more from the little land we have. And we have no option now, going towards 2050, like I said. If we don't produce the food, this crisis that we're in is going to multiply in thousands. Government cannot continuously give handouts. No, it's not possible. Why is the resources? Why is it? Work hard, utilize the knowledge you have. I researched to approaching Prof. When I know the living cost of government cannot afford at this point to bring consultants either from Europe or from any other place, from other governors might have done that. But I said, no, Prof, the knowledge you have is meant to benefit the people of Gombe State. You and your members, go and do this. Whatever it is, lies with the Deputy Governor to arrive at any minimum possible cost. And I thank you. You did it at that, virtually free. What McClough might have charged the Northeast government of those days, we paid a pittance out of it, and you did that for us. So I thank you very much, and members of the committee. So also, the chairman of the Grazing Reserves and Cattle Rules Committee, AIG Mohazu. Like I said before, you've reached the apex of your career, you're retired. You've shown concern, you are living with the people. You have not decided to live in Abuja or Lagos. You decided to come back, you've not checked out. So we're happy that in collaboration with all members, and indeed the staff of government that work with you, were able to have this report. So we'll not leave this report unimplemented by the grace of God. We'll try to see that it is done, and it will be done in a way that it will be as efficient and as functional as possible, without much pains. But no matter what it takes, leadership is not an easy game. We must decide, we must act, and we must deliver. We have no option, zero option. So I'll do that. And for all other stakeholders, especially the farmers, the herders, and the traditional institutions, you saw what we did this year. We had to stand firm to ensure that at least this farmer-herders clash has not continued unabated like we used to do before. I believe that you are here, you can testify that at least this year was better. So once you are able to bite the bullet and do the needful, you can overcome these challenges. It's possible. It's possible. So inshallah, we'll see to the implementation of the recommendations as deep as possible, no matter whose horse is gone. Let me repeat that. It is myself, my father, my chief, whatever, I'm ready to implement. And now inshallah.
Nigeria's livestock value chain is estimated to be worth well over $20 billion. If this huge wealth is properly channeled and utilized, it would go a long way towards reducing extreme poverty and unearthing a new vista of prosperity. the reforms and the solutions being implemented by Gombe State government, if it's successful, could become a template for other states in the country and bring to a total end the perennial clashes between farmers and herders, and also help Nigeria to harness the livestock value chain. Also, the interaction with investors and captains of industry at the Nigerian Stock Exchange shows that Gombe State is open and ready for business and would soon become an investment haven. That's our offering on this episode of Gombe's Transformative Journey. Do join us again next week for another interesting episode. I am Lanre Hadiemi.